Hi, I'm Jim Hubing and I'm director of Henry Vilas Zoo. I run the zoo along with a lot of help from our animals in the background and our terrifically dedicated and professional staff, and we have a great time doing it. One of our most interesting days at the zoo, and I hadn't been here all that while, Bornean orangutans are highly endangered, mostly because of lack of habitat. And we were one of 3 zoos that birthed a Bornean orangutan. And I remember it was a dark and cold night, and they said, you better come up to the primate center right now. And I ran across the ice in the darkness, and I got up just as the baby was being born. And you can't duplicate that experience anywhere at any time. Well, one of our funniest memories is the day we reintroduced our huge and magnificent Henry, male lion, to his partner, Vilas, after Vilas had her first cub. And the cub was, I would say about 3 or 4 months old. And it was a beautiful autumn day. So Henry struts out into the off-exhibit holding, and there was Vilas and the cub, and goes right up to her and as if to say, hey, honey, I haven't seen you now for about 6 months, and pow! She takes a swipe at him, so he backs off, and as he backs off, well, the cub is biting at his rear legs and on his tail, so he looks around, he looks at us, and bounds up on one of his rocks and gets a faraway look in his eyes and says, well, so much for being king of the jungle. Well, as a child growing up, I always loved the outdoors. I spent all of my time out in the outside, and I did everything from raise tadpoles to rabbits to you name it. But I've had many wonderful opportunities in my life, and each one takes you in a little bit different direction. But this is the absolute privilege and the greatest job anyone could ever have. Well, I've got a lot of great hobbies. One of them is skiing. I've been a ski patroller for over 40 years now, and enjoy not only skiing, but skiing with my fellow patrollers and helping people that need our help. And I do that up at Devil's Head Resort. And I think the second biggest hobby would be woodworking. I build a lot of furniture for not only ourselves, but our kids and even our grandkids. And third hobby would be gardening, and we grow a lot of our own food. But this last year I put that into use here at the zoo, and we grew our own cherries, and we grew some pears, and we're working on apples. We grew our own bamboo, and well, you can hear the macaws in the background. They're really happy about that, so they're getting some fresh food that's growing right here in the grounds. Guilty pleasure? Probably watching the old Star Trek shows from the 60s. Thoroughly enjoyed that, and a great story that kind of partners with that is that at the climate project I was in a group with a young astrophysicist, and I said, gee, I've never met another Dr. Spot, and the young man looked at me and said, he's my idol. So you see, Star Trek covers a lot of generations, and I think it's a great part of our American culture. And I really thoroughly enjoy watching the old ones. The climate project was put together by Vice President Al Gore. He said that he would train 1,000 people worldwide to give his presentation to others to increase the awareness of climate change on our planet. I was fortunate enough to be selected to be one of those 1,000. We spent 3 days with Vice President Gore, did a great job. And you go out and talk with other groups. I do that quite frequently about the zoo and about climate change. And although not everyone accepts everything about climate change, they do accept the fact that we need to use our natural resources as carefully as possible and do all we can to improve the environment of our planet. So it's been a very positive experience. Well, if I could travel anywhere, I would like to go to Antarctica and see the vast ice shelves and see what's happening to them firsthand. The most satisfying part of this job is connecting people and animals and having a great time while we're doing it. It's an immense privilege, and there are so many happy visitors on our grounds, and I get to talk to a lot of them, and it's thoroughly enjoyable.